One. Welcome to Washington, East to West Sports. This is episode 129. I am Matt Beatty, joined alongside, as usual, by Sean Beatty and Kevin Ardall. If you want to get involved in the show, go ahead and blue sky at us. I am at MasterB24. Sean is at Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is at Emerald Bowler. And then if you want to get at us on X, I am at Beatty underscore Matt. Sean is at NastyBilly22. Kevin is at SEA2Believe. That's C2Believe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Tell us what you think of the topics we talk about in the comments below. We've got two subjects today, gentlemen. And we had our preview episode last time, and now let us check back in on the Seattle Mariners. That is right. The Mariners are playing games. They got their first road win of the season today. Earlier today in Cincinnati, they held on for a 5-3 win, currently sitting at 9-9, middle of the pack in the AL West standing. So, Sean, what have you thought of the Seattle Mariners to start this 2025 campaign?
Um, I hate to be so neutral, but I guess it's been sort of what I thought. Actually, I got there a little bit different, but starters were a little bit rougher. But without Kirby, that's kind of been a lot of the big starts. Was the faux Luis Castillo. To say it's the almost it's not butter. Luis Castillo and Emerson Hancock not playing as well as Kirby would have, so their starters ERA was a little bit higher. I know Miller, Kevin's boy, was a little bit had a higher ERA coming in today, and then basically gave it one hit through 5 innings today, or whatever it was, like 2 hits, 3 hits through 5 innings, um, and got back on track. So I think their starter ERA has been a little bit higher than we thought coming into the season. But again, that was with assuming George Kirby was there. He has not been there. The pen has been pretty good. I think last I saw they were seventh in the league in advanced metrics overall. So that was the pen has been pretty good even without Brash, who's now throwing again. And I will dare say it, the offense has. I mean, it started off a little slow in Seattle, but other than that, after the first couple series, and then and then they went on the road, got swept, and they came back. Ever since then, they've been really good for the most part. As of coming into this series, they were the 13th, 12th best offense in baseball, and they got another 10 hits today, walked three more times. On top of that, they're stealing bases. Dylan Moore's hitting multiple home runs. Cal Raleigh's hitting multiple home runs. So they have a couple dead spots. Overall, though, I think the offense has been better than I thought, and the pitching, the starters will get better once Kirby gets back here shortly. So I actually, and the pen has been really good, just as good as advertised, and the other four have been as good. So I'm pretty hyped about the season so far. I think it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to Root for doing the subscription. We didn't get a chance to really talk about it much on our last podcast, but that has been nice to be able to watch all the games and, for those fans who are willing to pay the $20 a month and watch the Mariners games, that is a great deal. So kudos to Root Sports for allowing Mariners fans to have the option if they don't have cable to watch the Mariners. I haven't been able to watch the Mariners probably as much as you guys. I've seen, I did watch, first game I was able to watch was the game where they hosted Houston and lost 2-1 and 12. That one was pretty disappointing because they definitely had a few chances to just end that game outright, especially in extras. But oh well, couldn't get it done. But they bounced back a lot with that Texas Rangers series, and also the series against Houston. That was their one loss, so I guess you can't really be too upset about it because they've won, what is it, six of their last eight, so including tonight. So that's a pretty good run. It didn't start off great, so that's why they're at 500. But I'm curious to see, obviously they played most of their games at home, and I don't know. I don't think you guys might weigh in on this more, but I don't think road home really matters that much in baseball. Obviously, the park changes a bit, but I don't think that really makes that much of a difference for how the teams play. So the Mariners are early, and as I've said on this podcast for the last however many years we've been doing this, I don't really t put too much stock into it until August. So overall, I mean, they're playing fine. I think Cal Raleigh has been hitting the ball pretty well. Dylan Moore is I mean, I'm not in the same necessarily spheres as you guys, but maybe he's getting some respect with how he's played so far to start the season. Because a lot of people didn't really want him to be a starter, and it seems like he's swinging the bat pretty well. Obviously, got to keep it going, but we'll see how it goes. Julio has had a slow start, but that's nothing new. So overall, we'll see how this team goes, but I'm enjoying watching Mariners baseball. That's for sure. It's nice to have Mariners baseball back. Kevin, what do you think?
Burn it all to the ground. It's terrible. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, of course, it wasn't the start that we thought it would be. Like, you can't lose to teams like Detroit. I mean, I mean, and at the same time, too, if you look around the league, we're seeing a lot of weird stuff. I mean, did anybody think that Atlanta is going to be the last in their division at the moment? Like, no. Like, I mean, shit, I had Atlanta as a World Series contender. Um,
I think everybody did. I
yeah,
think
like,
everybody said they were the best, second best team in the league.
yeah. I
So
mean, did anybody currently have the Dodgers in third of their division? No.
Didn't
Like,
they start like 8-0 too or something?
yeah, like
Damn.
they have two teams that have like a 730 winning percentage. The
yeah.
Dodgers are actually really good. They're having
Yeah, no,
680.
and that it's not saying that the Dodgers suck. The
Yeah.
Dodgers are really good. It's just that San Diego has also been really good to start, and nobody thought that the Giants were going to be
Yeah.
what the heck they were.
The
They're
three best teams in baseball by winning percentage are in the National League West.
yes,
Dodgers
and
is
then
having
and
people over them.
even Arizona's above 500. It's just the Rockies suck, bud. So,
The
um,
Arizona is tied for the fourth best record in the National League.
yeah.
So if you want to go tiebreakers, they would. If you go by, oh man, even by different run differential, those same. Yeah. So basically, it's the four best teams in the National League are all in one division.
So it's a weird dynamic. Like, I mean, nobody thought Baltimore would be dead last in the division. Like things along it's just
The
it's
White
it's
Sox have settled in very nicely in last place already, though.
yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
The White Sox and Rockies have
Yeah. The White Sox and
quickly
Rockies
established where they
are
are.
doing their job. They're
Yeah,
sucking. Yeah, they're
yeah.
doing their job real well.
No
They're
amount of hot start will ever fix those two right now.
yeah.
But yeah.
So but no, sure could have been better. I mean, nobody looking at what it is now, us getting swept by the Giants, yeah, I mean, makes sense. But the Detroit one, yeah. But then I mean, we swept Texas, who was in the lead we and then we won the series against Houston. So like that's really good. Like you're winning the more important games, which is your division games. Like that's a good thing. So um is there room to be concerned? I don't think so. I think it is still too early. I mean, yes, every game counts. Like we've had it to where we've missed by like a game and a half, and stuff like along that line. So should we be trying to win games now? Of course. Like the whole like games only matter until this point. Like every technical series matters. So we should try to be winning them as much as possible. But pitching has looked pretty dang good, other than as what Sean already mentioned. And then actually, Bryce Miller did not give up an earned run today, by the way. His ERA was 0 today.
That's what I said. Five shutout innings.
I thought you said he gave up one earned run
No
today.
hit.
Oh, a hit. Sorry.
Three hits.
Hit.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a monster today. I wish they could have gotten him to 6 because I wanted a quality start, but um anywho, no, it was um Luis got roughed up a little bit. Our regular, I think it was, yeah, our regular Luis, wasn't it yesterday?
Hmm.
Yeah, he got roughed up by the Reds a little bit, but that's okay. Like he'll bounce back. Like people like freak out. It's just like, Gilbert's gonna get roughed up every now and then. Kirby will get roughed. They're gonna have, other teams are played to play baseball. Weird aspect. So yeah, and then the A series too. I think a lot of people were kind of disappointed with that. It is what it is. I think we're starting to see it curve a little bit more. Another thing that we haven't mentioned, Jorge Polanco is playing pretty dang good baseball. Other than his fielding at third is terrible. But
He's not even playing third anymore with
yeah,
Ben Williams up here.
yeah,
So
and that's yeah. I think that was a big reason. I mean, of course, with the injury to Victor Robles, which kind of sucks. Um, Heck of a catch, and then we go and lose the game. Um, but Ben Williamson even has had a good start for only playing 2 games. So I'm happy to see that, and I hope that continues. But yeah, no, Jorge Polanco, that re-signing was very, very nice. He's playing what we thought he would be essentially at this point, which is a Major League Baseball player, like an above average Major League Baseball player. Um, so nice to see. And then yeah, sure, Cal Raleigh is playing out of his mind, per usual. Julio could have a better start, sure. Hopefully he'll get there. Yeah, Dylan Moore's been a weird surprise. I hope it continues. Because we need that right now at the moment because nobody else really is doing it other than Cal and Jorge. So having more of that is better. So, um, but yeah, with Kirby on the horizon, and then yeah, Brash on the horizon coming back soon, like this could be a scary team. If the offense keeps up like it is or even gets better, like this is a very, very scary team. Very scary team. I pity the fool that has to play the Mariners if they continue up this offense and with those two coming back, it's just not it's gonna be just naughty. It's gonna be real freaky naughty. So
Well, let's talk about unfortunate injuries that have already happened this season. Ryan Bliss is out 4 to 5 months. He will be having surgery on his biceps. And I don't know, I hope all the Mariners fans out there saw the catch that Victor Robles had that unfortunately took him out at least 12 weeks. This is according to ESPN.com. He has a small fracture in the humeral head of his guys, you guys are medical people, help me out here. A small fracture in the humeral head of his left shoulder and will miss at least 12 weeks and potentially the entire season if he needs surgery. This is according to Mariners Executive Vice President General Manager Justin Hollander on Tuesday. He said he doesn't need surgery at this time. They're going to continue to monitor the injury. So how tough is this injury for the Mariners, Kevin? Or these injuries, these two?
I mean, yeah, it's not that fun. Bliss provides you good utility, and he's his speed on the bags is key. I mean, we do have other players that can do that essentially. Um, but yeah, that was just a utility piece. I mean, like I said, luckily Dylan Moore is kind of like figuring it out right now. So that's good. And then bringing up Ben Williamson, hopefully he stays like that to where we can just run with it. And then eventually Mr. Coleman will sit down the line. But um yeah, it's kind of a blow. Victor Robles too. I mean, I was hoping that, he can kind of get back to what he was doing last season. He provides good outfield play. I mean, if you haven't seen that catch, it's nuts. The dude went like full Superman into a net, and
I would
it
play
it
it,
will
but
be
YouTube will flag me on this, so I probably won't. Maybe I'll find it.
yeah.
Let's see.
But that part of the shoulder, it's tough because like there 'cause was it on his left or right arm? That's one thing I can't remember.
I believe
Um,
it was his left in the story. Let me check.
okay. With swinging motion and stuff like that,
Left shoulder. Yeah.
yeah, that's going to make it real tough being depending on how the severity, because it a hairline fracture? I think that's what they said, or
Remember
just
I said it. It was a humeral,
yeah, well, humeral head is just where the location is.
has a small fracture. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so it could affect his batting, and then yeah, so we'll see.
In case you haven't seen it,
Yeah,
don't flag this, please, YouTube. But what a catch!
it,
What a catch!
yeah, and then we go and lose literally on the next batter. Uh,
When I saw it, I thought it
I
was
was
his knee or his leg. That's what it looks like.
I thought it was his
But
wrist because he was
oh
holding
yeah,
his wrist, but he was using that to hold up his shoulder.
yeah.
That's the crazy part. So I thought he broke his wrist on it. like tried to brace himself into the net and just his wrist went like. But yeah. So kind of a bummer to lose him. Just because like I said, that outfield would have been with a Rosarena playing well, um, and Julio not playing so well. And plus he's also speed on the bags as well. He's Yeah, it's a bummer. But we got other pieces. We got farm stuff to where we can hopefully make up for it. So yeah, we shall see.
Sean, what do you think of these two injuries? Is it super devastating, medium devastating, or a little devastating?
Medium. Bliss just had not been that good yet so far, and I think honestly, with it basically being a season ender for Bliss, I think that might be his Mariner career, to be honest, because the Mariners have middle infielders coming up, and when is he going to get another shot to play baseball? Cole Young's probably gonna be up by the end of the year, and Bliss will not be back. And then at the start of then come maybe one more year JP Crawford, then you got all the infielders we drafted the last 3 years coming. And some of them are going to move to third, some are already moving to third, some are moving to outfield. Ty Pete can't play shortstop anymore. He's going to outfield. Like it's just going to get so crowded the next 2 years. I'm just like I feel bad for Bliss because it might be his Mariner career. Unfortunately, that it's much more than that. I just this was a shot to be like, hey, I deserve some playing time. I deserve a shot somewhere. Let's do this thing. And now it's just like you're not even gonna get that shot because someone's just gonna come take your spot. Victor Robles. Okay, shoulders suck. So there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things that go into that. The thing with shoulders is one injury to the same person can be very different because again, there's so many parts to a shoulder. So we really don't have any idea, and that's why they're not doing surgery yet. They don't know how he's going to react. They don't know how time's going to heal this. Uh, because, like, again, like a fracture of the humeral head is just it means a nothing. I don't know what it means, where it is, how big it is. Well, no, the humeral head's the whole thing. So, like,
Well, yeah, I know. Like,
where is it?
yeah,
Like, what
I have a feeling it's probably on top.
is it? Like, we have no idea. So it's just like there's so many like it's hard to you get the big four ligaments there. I just don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell with structural damage. So I mean, obviously the Mariners medical is really good, so they're probably playing it correctly. But again, at the end of the day, with shoulders, you're just kind of guessing. So I'm hoping he's back by All Star break, but functionally, how much is he going to be there after that? I don't know. I don't. It's such a crapshoot. Honestly, it's a coin flip with him playing sooner or later with a shoulder because I mean, if you gave me an X-ray, it'd be better. But I don't. Since we don't have an X-ray, I don't know. Yeah. I hope he's back because he's a bigger blow. I thought Luke Raley coming up and be like, "Hey, get more playing time." He's struggled. I'm not giving up on Luke Raley. Obviously, his track record is long enough that he needs to keep playing more. So I thought, as much as I thought Victor Robles obviously is better than Ryan Bliss, I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're going to have to play Solano more. We're going to have to like play Rivas more." So as much as I think that like I think the gap from Victor to Luke is much smaller than the Victor from Ryan Bliss to Solano, which I just don't need to see Solano anymore. So that's just why. Maybe I just don't like Solano, but I'm just like I'm done with that guy. So I think that's the biggest issue. But I agree with the Mariners not calling up Cole Young out of like just need and desperation. They did call it Ben Williamson, which they did rush him quite a bit, but he's there mainly for bat. I don't know if he's a long-term Mariner plan. I mean, who knows? Maybe he starts raking and it's one thing, but I think they're all like he's a band-aid till some other guys get here. But I like him playing at third, and if he just hits enough a little bit and everything, it'll be fine. It'll help a lot more than calling up a Ribas and a Solano playing a Solano every day. So they're rough, but if your guys like Luke and Mitch Garver start hitting, it's not that big of a deal. But those other two have to hit because it's compounding because the other two are not hitting right now, and that's the thing.
All right. Well, Mariners upcoming schedule, they're in Cincinnati for until well, they play final game tomorrow. Then they have three in Toronto and three in Boston before coming back home with three against the Miami Marlins and two against the Los Angeles Angels. So we will see how the Mariners do here. Is there any minor league update you guys want to let people know about the prospects that are in the Mariners system? JT actually shared with me. I don't know if you guys saw the list of the best minor league teams. But let me bring that up here because the Mariners actually had two
Mhm.
teams that were listed as the best teams, most talented minor league teams. And the Mariners Everett Aqua Sox, the high A team was ranked number three, and the Tacoma Rainiers, the AAA team, was ranked eight. Top three is the Iowa Cubs in AAA and the Charlotte Knights, also in AAA for the Chicago White Sox. So. Any minor league update, Sean?
Sulston has just been absolutely murdering it. He did miss 6 games after failing a ball off his foot, but is back to playing today. I didn't see how he did today. That's good to see. Ryan Sloan looks amazing. The Mariners' second round pick in 2024. And then I believe, oh, the big pitcher, the guy who flew up all the Logan Evans, minor league player of the week last week. So maybe he gets the call. I think Hancock's getting the call to start the next like rotation for Kirby, but the rumors are maybe Logan Evans forces his way in there sooner rather than later. So yeah, those are the two. Those are or the three I've seen specifically that have stood out.
Kevin, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yep. Just we pretty much mentioned most of them. There's not really anybody that's coming to mind other than uh, Aqua Sox are coming to town. They're in town this week.
Yep.
So
So I was gonna mention you guys going to a game. Well, I can't probably go to a game. Well,
I'm gonna
maybe.
try.
We're trying. We're trying.
Yeah.
Everett Aqua Sox are in the Tri-Cities through Sunday, starting yesterday, or starting today. So
Oh,
if you want to catch some Seattle Mariners prospects, I hear the weather's pretty good over there, so probably
La,
wouldn't be a bad
Laz
time either.
Laz has a 210 WRC plus so far. So Montes is playing pretty good right now. There you go. There you go. That's Aaron
And
Judge numbers, just so you know.
and looking at this most talented MILB teams, the Chicago White Sox have two teams, and the Mariners have two teams. Um, what's the consensus ranking? How's the Mariners farm system
The,
ranked?
the Mariners officially with their switch pitcher now joining the list. Because some people graduated. The Mariners have 9 of the top 100 prospects in baseball. That was by far the most. So I think the next is 7. So where it ranks them, I don't know if I've seen like consensus rankings, but like when you have 9 of 100, you have a tenth of the list. What are you worst third? Like it depends on what ranking you go by. I would assume anywhere from first to third. I mean, you have a tenth of the list, so
Yep.
you can't be awful. Like,
It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good.
that's
It's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
That's pretty good.
yeah.
All right, and I did want to give a shout out to former Mariner Ken Griffey Jr. And I know this is technically not completely baseball related, but I don't know if you know what Ken Griffey Jr. is up to these days. But he is currently a photographer, and he just got done shooting the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. So as a sports photographer myself, it is awesome to see Ken Griffey Jr. moving on into a different career and doing pretty well when you look at some of the photos that he was able to take. Now, I will say, as a photographer, a lot of the shots that you get to take are definitely opportunity. Being at the Masters and having a camera is 75% of the way of getting there to shoot the Masters. But the shots he was able to get, as you can see here on the screen, is just incredible. And he got such good photos. The composition is great, and I'm curious what equipment he uses, but obviously it's probably very, very good and much better than anything I will ever afford. But just to see him come into his own in a different career and excel in that, it is awesome to see him uh, continue to stay in the sports arena, photographing other sports. And I don't know if he's photographed the Mariners before, but it would be I would be shocked if he doesn't at some point, or if he hasn't at some point. But this is so cool to see and have him be there for Rory's big moment and to finally get his green jacket. I mean, you could just see the emotion in these photos. And as a photographer myself, these are once in a lifetime shots. So kudos to Ken Griffey Jr. for his new career and getting the opportunity to shoot a golf tournament of this magnitude because are I mean, in terms of golfers, I would say most would probably say the Masters is the peak. Some would say British, some would say US Open, but the Masters is one of the greatest golf tournaments in the world. So to see Ken Griffey Jr. there doing his thing and doing it well, it's just like seeing him in a Mariners uniform. He did so well in a Mariners uniform, and it's great to see him in his current career doing well. Sean, any thoughts on this?
No, I know Griffey's been taking pictures for a while, and him and Randy just need to get it figured out together and just do a traveling photography team. I think that'd be pretty legit.
I
But
think so.
no, I hear he's pretty good.
Kevin, any thoughts?
No, I like the pictures. It's cool that he's getting to do a hobby that he loves to do. And also keeps him involved in the sports world. So all power to him.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about on the Mariners before we move on to the Seattle Seahawks? All right. Hearing none, let us know what you think of the Mariners season so far. Go ahead and blue sky at us. I'm at MasterB24. Sean is at NastyBilly22. Kevin is at Emerald Bowler. Let us know what you think in the comments below on YouTube. Let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks. And since we're running out of time before our very brief commercial break, thank you so much to our sponsors. Let's talk about a quick subject that happened a couple days ago. Drew Lock is back in a Seattle Seahawks uniform. He has signed with the Seattle Seahawks. I did not see any details about the deal that he signed. Maybe one of you
Was
has
it
it.
2 year like 5 million? I think 2 or
I
3 million. I can't remember
I'll,
what
I'll
his
take a
signing
look,
was.
but yeah, interesting news considering now they have three quarterbacks on the roster. And we'll go around, but my take is I don't think Sam I don't think they keep both Sam and Drew. And
Well, why not? There's 3 quarterbacks now that you could keep.
I think they'll draft one. I think they'll
I
draft one.
mean,
Um, I,
probably in
I
that probably in the same tier level, like
maybe.
same really good.
I would rather take a shot on a draft pick personally, than a Sam or a Drew. And obviously they're the backup because of what you signed Sam Darnold for. But I personally would prefer to try and take my shot at a guy in the draft. I think at this point Drew Lock is who he is, and I don't see him elevating to a starter role with this team. Same with Sam Howell. I would rather have a backup that is more unknown and maybe has a shot of becoming something.
Yeah, but I
You know,
think there's like 3 starters in the league in this draft, maybe,
I
and there's
mean,
probably a bunch
it's
of Sam Howells.
yeah, you never know.
So
You never know. But I would prefer to take my shot on a rookie opposed to either these two guys were Sam Darnold to go down or also be awful.
yeah, but
What
I
do you
mean,
think, Sean?
honestly, the guys you're taking shots on are gonna be 6th round guys, and they'll probably never play a snap in the NFL anyway. So I mean, look, because most 6th round guys don't play in the NFL, so or get snaps. So
I think they'll draft. I think they'll draft one higher personally.
well, how high is
This move,
high?
I would say third round. That would be my my bet.
Who's gonna be the one in the 3rd round?
I think. Well, we'll get to that in our draft segment,
Man,
so you'll have to wait and find out.
I want
Kevin,
no
what do you
part
think
of
of this
it.
signing?
I mean, I guess I'll say the signing. Like,
Okay,
man, I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
Like, it's not a lot of money for Drew Lock. I don't really care.
Yeah, honestly, is Drew Lock any better than Sam Howell?
I
No.
would say yes, but it's not like
Is he? I
significant.
think he might be worse.
Really?
Like, I just think he might be worse.
Sam Howell's at least a little bit more mobile to where he can like run down the field.
Well, Sam Howell showed in Washington he's not great, but he can play a little bit. Drew Lock's been awful. Like,
I
when was
mean,
Drew Lock good?
now that New York team is a hot pile of dog crap,
But he
so
was bad with Drew Lock was bad with Seattle.
that is also
He was
true.
bad in Denver. I'm just like he's been bad everywhere. So I mean, and the Washington Commanders weren't much better than the Giants when he was saying that was playing either. Like,
This is true.
but I to get to the point, we're arguing, B minus C plus. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if
Yep.
one's better, they're not much better, and they're not very good. That's just what it is.
Yep.
Well, when we get to the draft, we'll talk about what we think they're gonna do. But I see one of them, Sam or Drew, being a practice squad guy, and the other one that will be gone. That's what I think will happen.
I think Drew will go somewhere else if he's practice squad. He'll get cut, and then he'll be somewhere else.
Quite
I
possibly.
think someone
Quite
else will
possibly.
someone else will hold on to him as like a third stringer on a roster
Yep.
because you can hold three guys now. So
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
he's
All
more
right.
valuable than that than a practice squad guy. So
All right. Well, this seems like a good place to take a quick sponsor commercial break. So we will be right back after this brief word from our sponsors, and we'll talk some NFL draft right after this. Welcome back to Washington East to West Sports. Thank you so much to our sponsors and our advertisers. If you want to be a sponsor or an advertiser, leave a comment under this video or send an email to WashingtonEastToWestSports@gmail.com. We'll take anything really. Well, maybe not anything, but most things. So, if you want to get involved in the show, go ahead and blue sky at us. I'm at MassB24. Sean is NastyBilly22. Kevin is at Emerald Bowler. Gentlemen, next week is the NFL draft, and the Seahawks have some picks in this draft. And as we do every year, let us go through the draft and predict who the Seahawks will pick and who we would want them to pick in these positions. So let us start in the first round. The Seahawks pick number 18. Sean, you've got a Seahawks hat on.
you
I'm
guys
throwing
go.
it
You
to
guys go. You guys go first. I'll let you
oh,
guys go first.
okay. All right. Well, Kevin, you want it or you want me to take it?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, with the 18th pick in the NFL draft, I would take. Now, I'm basing this off of the best available. This is Mel Kiper's rankings on ESPN.com because I have access to it. So I would take around the spot where the Seahawks are picking. I would take Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle, Texas. I've seen some mock drafts where they take Tyler Booker, offensive guard, Alabama. I don't mind that at all. I want the offensive line, or I don't mind a wide receiver. I've seen quite a few mock drafts where Emeka Egbuka, the wide receiver from Ohio State, is being taken in this area. I don't mind that at all. My preference is offensive line. My second ideal scenario would be a wide receiver. Emeka is from Steilacoom High School. He is very familiar with the area, and it seems like they're kind of getting a bunch of local guys out here. So I don't think that's a completely outlandish pick. However, I think they will take defensive player, given Mike McDonald. I think they take Shamar Stewart, edge rusher, Texas A&M. Kevin, what do you think?
So my wants, if he's there, I was going to say also Kelvin Banks, just because you can plug and play him in a lot of different spots. He can play guard and he can play tackle. To where like his overall tape is very good. I like what I see on his tape. His hands are good, feet are good. Knowledge, it just like what he does essentially. I just it's overall essentially what you want in a lineman. Now what I think they're going to do, I think they'd probably get an edge rusher because it's you just really need it. I could see him. No, I don't think that. I like Michael Williams out of Georgia would be nice. Probably what else? Who's that hybrid kid?
Travis Hunter.
No, James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee.
Oh,
He's a defensive end and outside linebacker.
Oh, he's gonna go like top 10, probably.
James Pierce Jr.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Um, a lot of people have him kind of slated in the teens and the 20s though, but maybe he's risen up his
Yeah.
stock. Who knows? I haven't
I
seen his
see one that
profile.
has him 22nd. I see one that has him seventh. So yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Or I'd even take the kid out of Ohio State too. I can't. I'm gonna totally mispronounce his name. It's Tuimaloa. Tuimaloa.
JT?
Yeah, yeah, JT. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. JT
Yeah.
should probably our JT probably knows. JT knows all JTs. So,
He's
uh,
also from Eastside Catholic High School near Seattle, Washington, so that makes a lot of
yeah,
sense as well.
yeah. So like I said, I would like to have a guard just because I want to keep our offense up and running. But also, I mean, I'll take defensive end too. Like, because we definitely need it. So that's probably where I could see them going. I mean, could they take a linebacker as well? Sure, which because there's kind of a lot of linebackers around that area. The kid out of Boston College. There's another one in that area too. The kid out of Bama, Jihad Campbell. I liked his tape a lot. He's very athletic, super fast, good eyes too. I like it. I loved his eyes from what I can from the little tape that I could see. And like his vision of just getting downfield. So yeah, I'd take any of those to be honest. But it's such a crapshoot with it being a second year. We don't know. So that would be my best guess.
Sean, what do you think?
What do I think they're gonna do?
Yeah.
Man, trying to get in the head. Like Kevin said, it's hard because it's really their second year. There's no Pete. What is Mike and John's kind of plan here? I don't know their style yet. What I think they're gonna do is trade down, but that's not an option here. If they have to pick this one, I
I,
don't
I
think they
think
go
you could
offensive.
predict that, but then if they do end up picking, who do you think they'd pick?
So I think they're gonna go wide receiver. They're gonna go Matthew Golden out of Texas. I'm not against that either, but that's where I think they're going. What my best thing to do is you don't draft a guard and you don't draft an off-ball linebacker this early. You don't draft a safety this early, but you need off-ball linebackers and you need guards. You could also do this. What I would do is draft like if Shamir Stewart is there, absolutely would like that. Um, Somebody like that. Kel Williams, Georgia, edge guy too. Everybody else that I really like edge is going to go already. That's assuming James Pierce goes. Like to Kevin's point, if he's still there, I would like that. But if he goes early, then that's fine. If not, then trade down and get one of the guys Kevin mentioned. Get a guard or get something like that. Get a second round picks. Trade in the second round. Someone's going to move up, and just load up on your guards then, or very end of the first round. Like a Buffalo wants to move up and get somebody, you take the guy to North Dakota State. Greg, is it Zabel, North Dakota State, the
We're,
guard over there?
we're
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
our best guess at these names here.
yeah.
But
But they have him listed as tackle, but I think he can play guard.
he's I think he's a guard because he played guard and tackle, and I've looked around and they were like he could play both, and I see some that list him as interior offensive line, like on this one at 27th, and I see him at
Right.
tackle on the other one. So yeah, so I think if you're already got the tweener label now, you're probably going inside. That's probably what's going to happen. So if you take him at like 30, and the Bills trade up and take your 18th pick and you draft him at 30, that's fine. That's essentially the second round. So, I'm okay with that. You just don't want like higher up pick to be taking a guard when you should get the guards later. So, yeah, that's fine. I think they're going to take an edge, and I'm not against it. I just want like not reach on an edge, make it a little bit sensor. I don't really want Jack Sawyer of Ohio State. Just going to be honest. But again, the position of need, you need a needle mover there. If it's a guy I don't think is going to need to move the needle, but they do. Look, they've studied this more than I have, so let's hope that they know what they're doing. But just don't take Genty. like,
I don't
like
think Genty gets
please,
gets back there.
he
Uh,
doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think
And
so.
good luck on
I don't
everybody
think
else
so.
taking him. I think Hampton might be the best running back in this class. I'm just throwing it out there. The North Carolina guy. I'm just throwing it out there. Just saying. Um, I really liked his tape. And Matthew, I was gonna say when I was watching this, I was like, man, I really like Hampton out of North Carolina running back.
The North
Like, I
Carolina,
really,
he's more of a bruiser. Yeah.
yeah. But I like even though he is a bruiser, I like his makeup. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
think he quietly was like one of the most efficient running backs for like 3 years in a row. And Genty's like, I'm here now. And just
Yeah.
one year, and everyone's like, and I was like, man, Hampton's just like been incredibly consistent on a not a great North Carolina team and getting the most out of his carries for like 3 years. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's like
There's
there is
teams,
no.
there's people that have him going in the first as well.
Oh yeah. I see him going the first. It's because it's more of like I think he's a safer bet. He's like you're gonna hit at least a double here.
Yeah.
Where Genty, you could hit a home run, but like those guys, you never know. Hampton's like, yeah, I'm a safe bet. I'm gonna be a double
There's
for sure.
rumors
So,
that Broncos are looking at him.
Yeah, I see that too. But so to sum up, I think they're gonna take Golden, Matthew Golden out of Texas, and I don't dislike that because we do need another wide receiver.
so
Would you be
I think we all said we think they're going to. I said defense. I think Kevin also said defense, an edge rusher.
well, I said if he's there, you get the hybrid kid, Kelvin
Banks.
Banks. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's super athletic and you can plug and play him at guard or tackle. Either one. If
yeah.
he's there, you grab him. Otherwise, you go and get a defensive end or like a hybrid outside linebacker defensive end.
You grab him to play tackle. I
Yeah.
don't know if you grab him that early to play guard for you, but yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I
Because
think
then
you
I
grab
assume
him and
you're
play him. I think that's what you do, wherever he fits in.
yeah, but again, we don't need to get the position matters.
I don't care
So
about that.
But Sean, we're guards.
they
We're
do
guards.
they do matter.
I
Ashton
don't care.
Genty's not a good pick.
We're guards.
Yeah, just throwing it out there.
But Sean said Matthew Golden, and you don't hate the wide receiver pick. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I mean, objectively, we need one, right?
Yeah,
Would,
Like,
yeah.
would you hate it if they went and got a receiving tight end in the first?
yes,
Yes. Even
yes.
I'm on board with that. Yes,
We
absolutely.
have Noah Fant.
Yeah.
I like AJ Barner a lot, and I like Russell, who we did sign to the entry level deal. So we have three guys that I'm fine with. I'm fine with cutting Noah Fant, like and running with those other two, and getting a tight end later.
That's what I was kind of thinking
You're
too.
talking about the Michigan guy, right?
Yes. Oh, and
Yeah.
there's also got it out of
Penn
Notre
State, Tyler
Dame.
Warren.
God, what's his freaking name? No, there's a dude
Oh.
on Notre Dame that is.
Colston. No, not Colston Loveland.
Hold on.
It's on here.
No, sorry, Penn State, Tyler Warner.
Yeah, that's
that's
what I
what I
was
said.
talking
He's
about.
Warner. He's going to go before.
I don't think he's going to get back to.
Yeah, he's going to
18.
go before
I don't
draft.
think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm okay. Don't draft the tight end that high.
If Teteora, I don't know how to say his name, McMillan out of Arizona, I don't mind the wide receivers in this draft for the most part.
I think you have a lot of really.
But it's hard to say which will get back there. Yeah.
You have a lot of solid wide receivers. I don't think you have any dudes, but you have a lot of solid receivers. I think you have a lot more like, hey, these guys could be great twos, maybe low end ones if you want. You know,
I think JSN is the one, right? So they're essentially going to be a 2 or a 3, supposedly a 3 behind Cooper Kupp would be my assumption.
I keep forgetting Cooper Kupp is there, but yeah, you do need a guy for the future. I mean, Matthew, this draft board I'm looking at has him McMillan going 4. So I don't know if he's going to make
I would be shocked.
I actually don't
shocked.
mind not drafting Golden, taking like a tackle like Kelvin Banks. I agree with Kevin. I really like him. Stick him at tackle and then move Abe Lucas to guard.
I also said Kelvin Banks. I want Kelvin Banks.
Well, yeah, but Kevin really was more into it. I'm okay taking orange teams, James Pace Jr. and Kelvin Banks and Matthew Golden. They're all orange, so that's fantastic with me. But I wouldn't mind taking the Oregon wide receiver in like round 2, end of 3.
Yeah.
Like I like him. I think he's going to be a nice value where he's going.
I'm not seeing him on my list here.
I can't remember his name because of course I wrote it down for people that are at home. I wrote it down and then threw my list away. So
go to the wide receivers here. Let's see, Oregon, Tez Johnson.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he is a great. Not first round. We're talking later, but I think if you don't get your guy in the first, there's plenty of like I said, there's a lot of really solid wide receivers I like in this draft. None that are just like crazy needle movers, but I like you said, Matt. We have 2 guys that are established NFL guys. You don't need necessarily the needle mover right now. Get somebody else you could always address that later. But like Tez is a great like
And
fill in, a guy who played in the league for 8 years. You'll be fine.
and I hate to say this out loud, but I want a wide receiver because Cooper has had some injury history the last few years, and I worry. I worry about Cooper Cup's health this year.
You'd be crazy not to worry about Cooper Cup being
Yeah.
hurt.
So that's why I would like to shore up that position with a wide receiver pick in these first three rounds.
Even
Um,
then, Cooper's old. Like you can't bank on him being there forever. Like you've
yeah,
got to
yeah,
find a guy to
definitely,
play. And
definitely.
so
All right, so second round, the Seahawks have the uh 218 and the 220, which if you want to go total is picks 50 and 52. I'm gonna throw it to Kevin this time. Who do you want to take, and who do you think the Seahawks will take?
Okay, so I'm gonna go based off a theory that we're taking something
okay,
off the defensive line.
so you said they
Okay.
have defensive line the first. Okay,
Yes. So with that, I think this is where you have to kind of get an O lineman in one of those picks. Um, and with that, I like Jonah Moheim out of USC. He can play interior, essentially at guard. He's played all positions, but he's more of a center, to be honest. And I mean, Olu has looked all right, but like it'd be nice
you
to have
find
more.
someone better, right? You find someone better.
But like having competition at center is never a bad thing. Like
Who'd you say?
the Jonah Monheim, he's out of USC.
Oh, okay,
But
I see him. I see him. Okay.
yeah. So with one of those picks, I'd like to go there essentially, and then honestly, you could go you could go right with the other pick. I'd probably go another defensive end or linebacker or wide receiver. I'd probably go. So there's so many I've kind of written down. Like Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State
Yeah,
would be good.
I didn't want him in the first, but if you got him here, like your second
Yeah.
pick of the third, that's or second pick of the second, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Um, like if you're going linebackers, because we do need linebackers as well. Like that is it. But you want to if you're going to get a linebacker, you probably want to get him in the second or third round. I mean, shit, we found Bobby in the second for fuck's sake. So like a guy like Demetrius Knight the second out of South Carolina. He's kind of
Demetrius who?
Demetrius Knight the second. He's out of South
Okay,
Carolina.
well, I'm just gonna go now, Matthew, because the two guys I had were Jack Sawyer, Demetrius Knight.
What the
So
fuck?
I agree with Kevin. So there you go. That's why I wanted to double check with what you said. I was like, you just took my two guys. So uh,
Okay.
I completely agree, Kevin. Yeah, say less.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
mean,
And this is
I
what you guys think they will do, right? This is not
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Um,
I also wouldn't mind, like to Kevin's point, I would not mind both of those players as well.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
Um,
You said
if I'm
South Carolina? What was the guy?
South Carolina,
yeah,
Demetrius Knight.
South Carolina, yes. If I'm going receiver here,
Oh, linebacker. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
the kid out of Stanford, just because he's a bigger kid, because that's kind of what like we have like fast, speedy guys, but we don't have like a dude that's like either him or the kid out of TCU who's like 6'5". Uh,
Jack Beck or no, not yeah,
no,
Jack Beck.
Savion Williams is his name.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, sorry, wrong
TCU.
guy. Yeah.
The kid out of Stanford is Alec Iomanor, or something like that. Um, so if you're gonna go receiver there, I would say probably like one of those two. You're probably gonna be a good bet because like I said, you got guys that can do like all our dudes are just fast, speedy route running dudes, which is technically what we want, but we want a guy that like can have size and can contest the ball, like do what DK should have been able to do, like and just box out a 5'10" corner. So I would probably go with like one of those dudes that can make contested catches. Actually, I probably would say Savion Williams just because I like 6'5". Just have a big body
So
like right in
tall.
the end zone. Um, so I didn't get to see a whole lot of his footage, but from what I saw, it was solid. Um,
What number pick is our third round pick? Their third round picks.
They're 18 and 28, or do you want overall?
Yeah, overall.
Overall, they are 82 and 92.
Okay.
So, honorable mentions, I guess, if we want to go to honorable
Yeah,
mention.
I mean, throw out some names.
Um, the kid out of Texas A&M, and Nick Scorton. I liked his, he was very impressive. Good tape. Comes out of the ground really well. Like just like comes off the put, off off stance is what I meant to say. Sorry, I'm tired as fuck. Uh, um, so and he's his tape, if I remember correctly, if I'm thinking of the same kid, um, he can go inside. He has like inside moves that are not bad as well. There's ones where he looks like he's going outside and then fakes and kind of comes inside and's gotten after the quarterback. Um, so yeah, that would be another one to just kind of throw as honorable mention. But I think those two, like as me and Sean kind of already stated, or a big boy wide receiver to essentially have like a contested or just a like an end zone threat. So
Since I'm different than you guys, I'll go here. So, this is who I would take, and this is presuming they took Kelvin Banks, who I would take in that first round. And I think that the position wise, I think the Seahawks might be around what I'm doing. They might just do it in a different order, whether it's offensive tackle, wide receiver, and D line, edge or tackle. And so at 218, I would take a wide receiver here. I was looking at Jalen Noel. I did like his tape. He's a little bit of a smaller guy. I know Kevin likes the bigger guys, but I did like his tape at Iowa State, not Ohio State. So I think he would be a good pick there. Presuming they do what I think they'll do and take Shamar Stewart, edge Texas A&M. This is where I think they go guard. And I was looking at Jonah Savanea. I don't know how to say his name. Out of
Arizona.
Arizona,
Yeah.
and because I think they might go the analytic route and not take a guard, and then take a guard in the second round with their first pick, and then two picks later, I would like to shore up the D line a little bit, and I was looking at Omar Norman Lott, Tennessee defensive tackle. And then what I think they'll do is they will get their wide receiver after they've gotten two guys in the trenches, and they'll go Jack Beck, wide receiver TCU. I don't mind either TCU wide receiver. I think both will be solid picks. It's kind of a coin toss which one will be better, but I think that they'll go in some order: O line, wide receiver, at D line. What do you guys think? Are they go? Do you think they go linebacker? Like, what do you guys think?
I'll give
Okay.
my two. So I did agree with Kevin that I like those two. Wouldn't mind it. So my thought was they went wide receiver in the first. So then they're gonna go to the point of to Kevin. Um they need big fellas in this round. So they're gonna go Knight and Sawyer, get up some defense because now they don't have any defense. Haven't got defense. If I also think they can go Landon Jackson, edge at Arkansas with their first pick of the second. Um, I like him. So I wouldn't be that. Matthew, I do like Beck, but I think they're gonna do one of those three, or some of those three. They're gonna do Knight, Sawyer, or they're gonna do Landon Jackson. If Howard falls, it's gonna be very defense heavy in the second round. I feel like because I predict them to go either like tackle or wide receiver in the first. So then they're going to have to start shoring up that defense.
And so you think
And
they
that's
go defense? I don't know who's in between, and then
defense.
defense.
And
Okay.
I got to say this. I love this running back class, but I can't pull a
Who
trigger
are
yet.
you? Who are you?
I know.
You like running backs now? Like, get at. I don't
well,
know
no,
this
you don't
person.
take him because that's stupid. But I still
You
like them.
still.
But
That's weird. I
I've
don't
always
know who you
liked the
are.
running backs. There's a positional
you can
value.
never have enough. Never have enough.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll motto.
Pete
Get it.
Carroll. It's the
Jetsy's
same.
going
It's
to
the same thing.
Vegas. You know that. You know it.
I can like tight ends or kickers, but in fantasy, I'm not taking a kicker in the first, second, or second round because duh. That's why you don't draft a running back in the first round because duh. But yeah, you can still like it. I also like Carson Swearinger too, but he's gonna probably go before the Seahawks go, and he's an off-ball linebacker. But if for some reason they trade down, that is an option as well. He's a linebacker. So
All right, now we
I
get into the
will
third
say
round.
No,
Sorry,
he
go ahead.
he.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Kevin, to your point, because if we're gonna go third round, I had the orders of wide receivers. Is I actually like. I don't know why you guys talk about TCU. I like both Texas guys, Bond too from Texas, but I did like Beck, but I like, and this is not a homer call. I have. When was the last time you guys heard me say draft to Seahawks or Coug? Kyle Williams out of Washington State is a legit like third round guy.
I don't disagree with you. I don't.
He's a
I
legit
thought
third round guy. Like he is completely. And so if they don't get their wide receiver in the first, Kyle Williams has to be in that conversation along with Savion as well. But I like Kyle Williams a lot. So
I,
along with Tez Johnson, those
as
guys.
boring as it
Depending on where
is, I do agree with you because, like you
I
said,
have
if they don't get
never
a wide
said draft
receiver in
Okudah
the first
before.
2 rounds, if Kyle Williams is there when
Yeah,
they come to the first pick in their third,
yeah. I think you
do
kind
it.
of you really have to look.
Yeah.
Those I really like. I like this. I don't want to call it mushy middle because that's to say, but I like Beck. Like to your point, Matthew. I like Isaiah Bond. I like Saban Williams. I like Kyle Williams. I like Tez Johnson. There's a lot of like good, solid receivers here in the third. That's kind of almost why I think they might go that in the first, but I don't really want them to go in the first because I really like a lot of these third round wide receivers that are going here. So if you got any of those guys, I would really like that. And then you could use that first round pick to get your other tackle, to get your other guy, because I like some of these later wide receivers.
Well, I'll see what Kevin thinks, and maybe you'll see what you think of this. I I don't mind wide receiver in the first 2 rounds, but
Like, oh no, what? Oh,
my
just one in the first round. So I was like, you go crazy. You take two
well,
receivers.
yeah. I don't mind one, but I think the trenches is more important in those first two. And if they wait until the third round on a wide receiver, at least take one in the third. That is
Well,
what I will say.
my ideal is trading down in the first and getting another second round pick. So you're having more picks there, and then taking guards, edge, linebackers, wide receivers. You're getting like more picks. That's my ideal because as much I like our 18th round or 18th overall pick, I think we could do so much more because again, I like this mushy middle so much with where all these guards are stacking, where all these linebackers are stacking, where all these receivers are stacking. I want more bites at those apples, and those are all positions we need. So just go there rather than like, hey, maybe we could use a right tackle, but like I'm like, we could get two guards here, we could get two linebackers, we could also get two receivers here, or a receiver and a backup tight end and cut Noah Fant. I would rather do that than take a tackle, if
Uh,
that makes sense.
well, I will say I I think wide receiver is definitely a position of need. I don't I don't necessarily see them going that route. It wouldn't shock me at all, but I know I have a Jalen Noel in there, and that's what I think they will do. But it would not shock me if they waited and tried to fill out the trenches and maybe some other
Yeah,
defensive positions.
it got into my head. I'm like, they take Golden, but I think what they're going to do, if I have to pick a player at 18, that's what I think they do. But if I think what they're going to do, they're going to trade down. I think they're going to trade down.
Kevin, where do you come down on this? Are you because you mentioned your wide receiver in the second round? Do you mind waiting, or do you think you got to take a guy in the second if you don't take your first round because you've got 2 picks in the second?
No, I think you can. I think you can wait. I mean, honestly, if you look and I'm not saying that this is the model, but at the last three technical superstars of Seahawks receivers, they've all been in the second round or later, which is Doug Baldwin, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. Both Tyler and DK taken the second, Doug undrafted. Like you
I,
don't need to take one in the first. I
You
mean,
you
yes,
don't, but that's usually
JSN
where
was a first round pick, and
I know.
but that's usually
it's
where
worked
the
out so
dudes
far.
are though, Kevin. The
I
dudes.
mean,
I mean, you could get dudes, but like, I mean,
you could also get a Kevin White too, which is like,
yeah,
True,
but
true.
but I think that's more of a like the industry well, like a certain team really liked them versus the industry really liked Kevin
right,
White. Like because Kenny Pickett was not supposed to go in the first round, and
right.
the Steelers are like first round pick, and everyone's like, what the hell are you doing?
But
He's not
but
a
if
first
you're
round
giving
guy.
me a choice, like obviously I think we all agree that offensive line is the biggest need. But if you're
Yeah.
saying the second biggest need of what I think they should draft, I would go defensive line over wide
Yeah,
receiver.
With
and
what,
I, that
yeah,
yeah, I think offensive line is the biggest need, but that is also the position that doesn't fly off the board earlier. Like guards don't go early, so you don't have to go crazy for a guard because you can wait on the guards.
And
The
while I
edges go.
recognize that, I also don't like playing the game of waiting. I get the positional value, but I don't like playing the game of
But like
waiting to
you
see if
just
your guy
said,
falls
your
to you.
second most important is edge, and there's a lot of edge guys here. So get your edge guy when you're fighting the edge guys, like because
I I
you
think
need
there's
the edge
more in
guys.
this draft to draft edge guys as opposed to the offensive line,
See,
personally.
I think that's different. I think there's a lot of Maffes, and we don't need another Maffe. Maffe is just that you're kicking the can down the road. You need a better than a Maffe. And so that's why I was like, you need to go earlier. You need to get the guy who's not Maffe. You have
We'll
enough of
see.
those guys.
We'll see. All right, let's go into the third round here since I went first in the first round. Kevin went first in the second round. Sean, take it away. What are your third round selections, picks 82 and 92?
82 and 92. Let's see. I scrolled up. I was talking about it. So, um, I lost my spot here. Okay. Oh, okay. This is where I actually think that they find their tight end replacement because maybe I'm wish casting here. I just think that Noah Fant is gone sooner rather than later. So I think they take Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon in the third round here.
First
Um,
pick of their third round,
yeah,
the
I
82.
mean,
Okay.
yeah, somewhere around there. And then I like small town William Mary guard Charles Grant for
I
the
have
second round.
that as what I would do
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
92nd pick.
that's what I have them
Just
doing. So
throw
another
get a couple guys and see if they work out.
that
That's what
is
I
in
would do.
my well, that's what I think they do. That is not what I would do. I would take these two. I would not take the tight end. I would take Charles Grant though. If it were me again, I'm trading down, taking a guard at the end of the first, and taking Charles Grant. So I now would have two guards, and then I would also have two linebackers, and an edge as well, and then probably a wide receiver. That's what I would have because I would have an extra pick. But that's what I think they do.
Okay. Well, based on my draft, what I would do, and this is based on the rankings online, so this may be way wrong, but if according to Mel Kiper's rankings, JT is like 79. JT, the one that Kevin mentioned, I've seen a few different mock drafts of him going anywhere from the first to the third round. So if he happens to fall into the third round, please take JT Tumo That's how you say it, and I watched him play at Eastside Catholic once, and he's just a crazy athlete. So I would love to have him come back to Seattle and play as an edge rusher because he is a beast on the edge, and he showed that in the college football playoff. And then coming back with the 92nd pick, I want to get as many offensive linemen as possible and see which ones work out, and that's why I would take Charles Grant, William and Mary offensive tackle. What I think they will do, based on what I have, is edge, offensive guard, wide receiver. I think they go safety here. I think they go Jalen Reed, safety Penn State. I'm not convinced that Kobe Bryant is going to secure that position long term. And Jordan Love, you have him for a little bit longer, so I think he's going to be there for a bit. So I think they try and find a safety here and go with Jalen Reed. And then this is where I think their dart throw comes. I think they're going to take a quarterback, and I think it comes here, and I think it's Will Howard, quarterback Ohio State. I don't necessarily think they need it, but I also don't mind taking the shot because it's just, everybody's trying to find.
Can it not be Will Howard?
I,
Like that's
I
my
this
only
is what I
problem
think they'll
with it.
do. I personally am more like bullish on if Jalen Milroe's there, I don't mind that over Will Howard. If Quinn Ewers is there, I don't mind that over Will Howard. I
I like
personally
Quinn
like
Ewers a lot more than Will Howard.
I personally like Kyle McCord more than Will Howard as well, and he's a little bit farther down the list. I'm not a fan of Dylan Gabriel personally, so I don't, if he's there in the fifth, like throw a dart, why not? But I don't think Dylan Gabriel is going to translate as an NFL quarterback, but I do think Milroe, Ewers, and McCord have a have a chance to be something in the NFL. Now it's obviously a very small shot, but you know they gave Russell Wilson a chance and look what happened. So you never know, but I think this is where they take the dart throw on a quarterback. Kevin, what do you think?
Funny part is I actually like Will Howard's tape. I think he's got better footwork than Dart, and I think he's better runner in space than Dart, and has a better uphill body than Dart, like be able to take blows and stuff like that. Um, his decision making is a little bit, but now it helps that he had a crazy offensive core there at Ohio State. So that's kind of like is he a product of like the system and what's around him? That is what would be to be seen. But
Yeah, to
his
your
tape
point,
is
he is a
impressive.
product, but how much of a product is he?
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. That's what you say with every Alabama
I mean, you
quarterback
can't
or
you
something like
can't
that.
have five NFL wide receivers and be like they didn't help,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so like I said, I like his tape. I would actually prefer to take him over Dart. Um, I think the Milrow kid has the most upside of anybody in that area just because of just how athletic he is and what he can do in space. And he's more raw than what the other two are, but you can teach the stuff that he needs to learn. You can teach him. He can just sit behind and learn that type of stuff. Do I think we take a quarterback here? Probably not, especially since we just signed uh what's his freaking face. I think they're now essentially saying that they're probably going to go for a quarterback next year. Um, what I would do, or what now? Actually, no. So I'm going to go based off of what they've done in the draft here. So with me, I think with one of the picks, they go with another guard to fill out because we're guards. Uh, a guard that I actually really like and I fell in love with their tape was Dylan Fairchild out of Georgia. I think he actually probably should be in second round, but a lot of people have him in third round just because it's guard. Soup, just all around solid, great hands, great awareness. Just he's good at pass blocking, he's good at run blocking, which is what we need. Um, and just off, just so I mean, he's not like a world breaker like first round talent, but like he's just a solid dude, and that's what you technically need at a guard, especially since we don't want to pay guards and all that. Like kind of like the John thing. I think that's the
That also needs to go away, John.
yeah,
Like it did not work.
yeah. So I think you grab your guard here, and then with the other pick, I could see either depth, kind of like what Matt was saying, at safety position. Um, so if I am going safety there, I would say either the kid out of Maryland is kind of slated around that area is Dante Trader, I think is his name. Um, or there's another safety in that area too.
Maryland. Dante Trader supposed to be 251.
Oh, maybe he's moved back since I last saw him. Like I put mine in a while ago, so it's possible that he might have dropped
Yeah.
out to his pro day or something on that line. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get a safety kind of in that area too, or you could go with it, like I said, a tight end replacement. Get rid of what's his name? Uh,
No
yeah,
fan.
yeah, Noah Fant. Yeah. God, I freaking had it written down in my notes here. It was a kid out of Gunnar Helm out of
Yeah,
Texas.
Texas. Yeah. Yeah.
Very good weapon. Um, Blocking, not all there, sadly, but I mean, you got Barner. Barner's kind of shown that he's pretty solid
Yeah.
at blocking. So
Barner's actually great.
yeah,
He's
so
Yeah,
amazing.
I like
this
Barner.
this is going to be a kid that's just going to be a weapon essentially. Um, Even though Barner technically can be that too, but having two of them, sure, uh, is a better thing. I think he just has a better upside than an aging Fant. So I would probably go that line.
Yeah, and you don't need to not draft somebody because you have
Yeah.
Russell behind him. You could always find an upgrade over that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or I think like this is also a really good spot for just linebacker depth, as I've been saying. Like second and third round is kind of like where you want to go. Like so the kid out of Oregon, Bassa, would be like a really good spot here. Um there was another one I had slated here as well. Frick, what's his name? Oh, the kid out of Kentucky. Dumas. Well, actually, no, there's two out of Kentucky. I think they're slated for like third and fourth round. Um,
What I see
yeah,
is Jamon Dumas Johnson.
Dumas Johnson, but there's also Derek, but it looks like Derek Jackson, as well. So honestly, getting if they got a linebacker here, I'd be totally fine with it too. Because like I said, you need to build. I mean, the kid that we drafted last year has shown potential. I forgot his freaking name, but
Who?
uh,
Linebacker?
yeah, the kid that we got in the fourth.
Knight?
Night.
Yeah, but he's kind of undersized a little bit.
He improves so much. I
He did.
I
I gotta stop you
think
here, boys. We're running out of time. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for tuning in to watching East West Sports. We will be back to recap the draft. We didn't get through as much as I would have liked, but such is life in sports. But bring back our Sonics, and we will see you next time on Washington East West Sports. Just gonna cut off. Any last comments? Any last comments before we get cut off here?
Yeah,
get more picks. I don't know.
more picks. Yeah.
Till next time.